Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour and welcome to a quick update on Zero Hour maps. So inside of Zero Hour, we have official maps and we have unofficial maps. Now in the unofficial maps, we also have these ranked maps, and these are deemed some of the best maps and highest quality, and they work on Rivora for the ranked ladder thing, and they're all in alphabetical order, and these basically symbolize some of the best maps in Zero Hour and are making it through to like the World Series and all kinds of tournaments and challenges. I'm working on a project which is here inside of Google Drive, and there's something between 70 and 80 new maps, and plus a list of poor ranked maps that can be removed. So for example, if I show you that first, inside of Excel, basically come up with a list of I think 21 maps that I've either never played or poor design or imbalance, and they could be removed. And then instead of them, we can add all these new weird and wonderful maps. So if we go inside of 1v1, and there's 37 maps in there. There's even like a battleship map. There's another 1v1 map called Black Hell. We've got Alfie's Haven in there. We've got Arizona Airfield. Some of these you'll recognize, and they're very, very popular maps already, like Yota Nation Arena. We go through to 2v2. We've got a bunch of new 2v2 maps inside of there as well. All of these are very, very high quality. All of them are perfectly balanced. All of them have got sounds. All of them work with AI. And in total, yeah, we've got 3v3 maps, and then we've also got 4v4 maps. In total, it's between 70 and 80 there. May sound like a lot, but for example, we don't have any ranked 4v4 maps at the moment, and this would allow the players to easily identify inside of the unofficial maps list which are the best maps and which should be selected for tournaments and get them played more, and also work on the Rivora ladder. So if I, for example, show you one of the new maps we've been working on, which is Damned Scorpion. So we're now inside of Damned Scorpion. This one is by Tanso. It's a 1v1 map remake of Sand Scorpion, but it's made into a more tropical atmosphere. All of the oils are in the same place. You still get 2 supplies inside of your base, but the difference is the layout down in the bottom left has changed a bit. You now have these crates rather than 2 massive 30k supplies, and you also now have a dam. So if you blow that dam, it's an interactive map, so you can actually flood this village. It doesn't flood those supplies, but it just floods this village. And up in the top right, you can therefore do the same as well. I'm just going to show you another map as well. So we're jumping into another 1v1 map. This one's called Black Hell. Lucifer Arise is responsible for this map. I helped with the design, but it's basically sponsored by Lucifer Arise. Lucifer Arise is a guy that's poured like probably over $5,000 into tournaments and challenges. The guy sponsors loads and loads of stuff. And it's another 1v1 map based on like a kind of StarCraft 2 design. Okay, now we'll just quickly show you another map. This is a 4v4 map. Often when there's a 4v4 sponsored challenge where I'm involved or arranging it, this will always make an appearance. It's called Persian Gulf, and it has loads and loads of oils. Very, very popular map in the 4v4 scene. There's not that many in the 4v4 scene, but this is one of probably the better ones. There is loads and loads of cash, but it always results in a GG on this map. So as I said, in this Google Drive, all of these maps have gone through strenuous testing. As I said before, there's about 70 to 80 of these, plus about 21-ish to remove because they are poor and bad. And when I say add or remove, the way that you get these maps is through Gentool. So it's a program created by a guy called Zezon. Gentool is amazing. And when you get it, it enables anti-cheat plus a load of other variety of features. But it also enables you to automatically download all the ranked maps. So the ranked maps that you see in the list of unofficial maps at the minute can be automatically downloaded by Gentool. So everyone gets them and everyone knows they're really high quality. All of these maps have gone through a load of testing, as I said. Here's a massive list of requirements. They have to work with AI. There's no usable cars. The light and the shadows are great. The sounds are great. There's no campaign sounds or scripts or anything weird. All of the text intros must be maximum 8 seconds long. If it's been 9 seconds or 10 seconds, I've been asking the mappers or even doing it myself to make it 8 seconds and to make it to 1 line of text. So I'll let you read through all of that, but it has gone through strenuous testing, and it has taken like probably 4 to 5 months to reach just this stage. Now, to get it included in the Gentool automatic downloader, we have to obviously send this map pack to Zezon, which has been done. Now, as I said before, Zezon is an amazing guy. He's like a coder / programmer. He's working on a new game patch, but he also is the creator behind Gentool, and without Gentool, Zero Hour would not be in the place where it is today. If you go to gentool.net, you'll be able to get the program, and it does all kinds of weird and wonderful things. And you can also go to gentool.net/data or /Zero Hour data, and you can get all kinds of pro replays or any kind of replays you want. You can see people's screenshots to make sure they're not cheating, and it's like an amazing thing. So to get it, to get all of these maps included in the automatic downloader, of course, Zezon wants to quality check them as well, on top of what we've already done, even though we've already done loads of testing. And some of the issues he's flagged, well, actually all of the issues he's flagged, he's logged them on a website called GitHub. So I think this is like like a coder's like kind of paradise of a website. You can log all the issues and you can easily track who's fixing what and whether it's a design flaw or a blocker or some of that. Some of the things, in my opinion, that Zezon is logging here are non-issues. He's creating an issue from nothing. He is setting the bar of quality ridiculously high and calls it polishing in inverted commas, when actually I would say some of these are not polishing. Now, Zezon and I both only want the best for the game, and we want people to have new and amazing maps, but some of these things here are just ridiculous, and to be frank, we're going to refuse to change them because they're just so ridiculous. So, for example, let's have a look at this one. Inside of here, you've got these explosive barrels. Zezon is saying that these ones explode, but these ones here inside of the map are blue and do not explode, and therefore the answer is to what's he saying? He's suggesting that these barrels don't explode like the red ones do, and they should be deleted. Everyone inside of Zero Hour knows that the light brown barrels are the ones that explode, as if they're filled with petrol. These are intended by EA not to do anything. They could be filled with water or whatever, just like in real life, and they do not explode. So they're not meant to behave the same, and this is directly from World Builder. This is not a bug or an issue or a blocker, but Zezon is basically flagging it as an issue, and I think we're being a little bit too pedantic. If we have a look at another issue, for example, he's saying that the trees on Arizona Airfield look odd, and he wants them to be replaced by a better looking tree. He doesn't like this tree. Listen, I understand that that tree does look a little bit weird, but this is from a 2003 game. This is 20 years old. It was 20 years old yesterday, and some trees and some models are going to look a little bit weird. I personally think it's a non-issue, and I can't believe he's got the time to actually look at it in this immense detail. There's another one in Arizona Airfield. This tree here is sticking through a tank. Now, this tree appears on some other maps. I'm sure I've seen this before, and yes, that is a little bit weird, but this happens on other maps, and this is more of an engine issue. This tree is still available in the World Builder. Yes, we could remove it. If this was the only minor thing, yes, we could probably go in and remove it, but it does mean redoing the map with different trees, because this tree does appear quite a lot inside of that map. Here is another non-issue that Zezon has logged. I don't even know, this isn't even worth me talking about or even logging on GitHub or anything. It's just a waste of everyone's time. But he's saying that the terrain underneath these crates is different, and it should be the same as all this natural terrain. The reason is, this is like intentional, because in Zero Hour, some people miss their supplies because they're camouflaged. If it was like this more mossy stuff underneath there, sometimes people are missing their supplies. The idea is for players to easily see their supplies. Here on Alfie's Haven, Zezon is saying that these buildings here cannot be selected. Dozer can partially go inside it. If the dozer can partially go inside something, then that definitely should have impassable terrain. But the fact that a building can't be selected is the same as a load of other maps, and it's, again, just a non-issue. I don't know why this is being flagged as an issue. It's not even worth the time of flagging these screenshots, and it's just going to add months to a project when we don't need to do these changes. Another one on Alfie's Haven. Now, this Alfie's Haven has been played a hell of a lot, and nobody's ever complained or had any issues with it. Zezon on his computer claims that he's getting 50 frames per second when he's looking at this waterfall due to the particles. He gets 100 in his base and basically 50 by the waterfall. If that is the case on AMD GPUs, which he has an AMD GPU, but we would probably be willing to remove those particles. I don't think 50 is particularly low. I still think that's obviously playable, but it is a significant drop. However, we have tested that on a bunch of other people's PCs, and Zezon is the only one so far to be getting these kind of particles, and someone then went and researched Zezon's GPU, and it's quite a poor GPU. So should we be basing things on the poorest of GPUs? I don't know. Maybe this is one where we can remove the particles, but you let me know your thoughts down below. So here's another one I would class as a non-issue. This is on a map called AK's Magic, which is a map made for AK Baloney. He's saying that the custom rotation there on the refinery prevents you from seeing the flag there at the back, so you can't see who's captured it as well, and that this needs to be changed. So you can't rotate buildings. If Zezon personally can't see the flag, he doesn't know who's captured it, even though you can put your cursor over it and easily see who has control. Here's another one that I would class as probably a non-issue. This supply on the left-hand side of Arizona Airfield looks brighter than that one, and that is correct. It does look brighter. But there's a thing in the game's engine. If you put a supply on a desert terrain like that, it will have that kind of brightness. And if you put a supply on tarmac like that, it'll have that kind of a darkness to it. Now that's due to the game's engine. Like, the only way to fix it would be to paint tarmac underneath it or redo the game's engine. But I think this is a non-issue. This is already a really good and popular map among the pros. Nobody's ever noticed this before. I think we're being a little bit too pedantic. Here's another one on Arizona Airfield. Zezon is claiming that he can't see the flag very well here, and if he captured it, he wouldn't know who had control. Again, I think this is a non-issue. I don't even think it's worth me talking about. And I can't believe that this would be a potential blocker or even worth a new map version just because someone can't see these flags very well. Here is one on Arizona Airfield that Zezon has checked, and you can move your dozer inside of the containers like that. That is an issue. That is a genuine issue, and we've already been ahead and fixed it. So here is another one where you could sit on either side of the fence. This is a map called AKA's Magic. AKA Baloney is basically a guy that has donated probably over $10,000 or $15,000 into the Zero Hour community. In terms of tournaments and challenges and sponsorships, he has poured absolutely loads of money in it. This map is called AKA's Magic, and it says it on the map. It says AKA in light white right in there, and then Magic up in the top of the map. Zezon basically disagrees and that all text should be removed from all maps, including there's also a map called Aeon of Excal. He wants the name Excal removed from it because it shouldn't have a player name in the title. And I suppose Alfie's Haven, if he finds out there's a player called Alfie, which there is, that will probably be logged as an issue here. So, as I said before, Zezon is amazing. He has created Gentle. He's working on a game patch. He's done loads for Zero Hour. But in this instance, I feel that we are dragging things out unnecessarily. Some of these things are a bit of an issue. And I hope he watches this video, and I hope he changes his attitude. I did already contact him about this and said that half of these changes are a little bit ridiculous. And he basically wrote back that I'm personally attacking him and this is an unprofessional approach and a load of other rubbish. So I don't think he's gonna change his mind. He has got it dead set in his head that these blue barrels are not acceptable inside of Zero Hour, even though everybody knows they don't explode and they know it, those do, and both barrels look completely different. It's not like they look exactly the same, but are acting differently. Yeah, things like trees and hiding missile defenders inside of a tree. He's logged that as an issue here. I agree there's probably too many props there on the right, but there's loads of other maps where you can hide a missile defender inside of a tree, as I'll show you on the screen now. And down here he's basically saying that there's 2 trees planted in the same spot. I don't know if he's referring to those 2 or those 2, or if there's 2 stacked on top of each other there. If there's 2 stacked on top of each other there, then of course we will fix that. But otherwise, I can't even believe Zezon's got the time to check if there's 2 trees planted on top of each other. I actually find that kind of crazy, honestly. So anyway, I've presented you all the facts. You let me know down below. I don't think we're going to be able to go down the Gentle automatic download route and therefore get them ranked in Revora. I think we're going to have to release this as a map pack. So it's a real shame that we're going to have to do that because it's going to cause issues probably for Revora. It's going to cause confusion for Revora about what's ranked or not. But we have to make a stand somewhere. We can't just be accepting all of these ridiculous changes because Zezon doesn't like this tree.